Okay, for the next speaker, Lyubomir. Here's the crowd. Hi. So this, please meet Lyubomir. He's a very well respected partner of the Things Industries. He's building very cool products with massive business cases and that are also very impactful. Not only saving a lot of money, saving a lot of energy, but also saving a lot of emissions. Lyubomir, I actually, you have a presentation. Are you gonna put it up right now, or?
Thank you, Bianca. Yeah, it's kind of awkward because I don't really know how Bianca introduced me, but my name is Lyubomir and I'm the CEO of MClimate. At MClimate, we've been making IoT devices for almost 8 years now. We are a EU manufacturer. We're focused on smart building solutions. So what we do essentially is we design devices, like for example, this one, which is a thermostat, this one, which is a CO2 sensor. We design retrofittable devices for buildings. And we have all types of customers. Sometimes it's utilities for the big deals, sometimes it's telecoms, but most of the times it's actually BMS people. So can I share my screen? Are you going to be able to see it? As I said, we started back in 2015. We started as a smart home company, B2C approach, but then quickly we realized that the B2B strategy is more for us. We are operating in a lot of countries. We have 2 manufacturing facilities, and we're headquartered in Sofia, Bulgaria. The thing that we believe in, essentially, is decarbonization of buildings, thanks to our devices. What we do is, for example, in Europe, one of our most successful products is a radiator thermostat. Radiators are not that common in the US, but are very common in the EU. Buildings on average, they consume about 40% of the energy, and then about 30%, 40% of the CO2. So if we focus on, what's important inside a building, what is consuming most, it's heating and cooling. So we're trying to address those topics, but in the meantime, we're also developing products that are, addressing other niches, other opportunities that we see. We work based 3 models. We either sell only the hardware. We can do it also OEM, or we sell the hardware and our software. So we have our own software, but it's the best for our own products. But then in the meantime, the products themselves are fully open. We take pride in our documentation, and we try to document absolutely everything, so we can make it easy for other people to integrate into other systems. We also have experience in integrating LoRaWAN products into BMS systems, which comes in handy. Why do we do this? As I said, it's more about saving energy, working towards carbon neutrality goals. But in the meantime, the products that we're designing, they're not, you can use them in brand new buildings, but the main goal while designing them was to actually retrofit existing buildings and make those smart. So in order to have a quick ROI on your investment. And our clients take us for different reasons. Definitely, energy savings is a huge reason for this, but we're seeing an uptake of real estate companies that want to both offer better, service to their customers, but also want to minimize the carbon footprint of their building. And in the meantime, while installing this, our system combined maybe with other sensors, we also increase the value of the building itself. And we have a lot of clients. Some of them are extremely big, some of them are smaller. We have partners all around Europe, and this year, hopefully, we're going to be able to also expand to the States. Those are some, clients' impacts. Basically, we save about anywhere between 15 and 35% of the energy with our systems. And some of the buildings that we have are very big. and we have hundreds of buildings, but some of them are very big and they save a lot of CO2 tons. And we've made this illustrative impact with little trees, but I'm not going to go into this. Not going to talk about so much, about LoRaWAN, but this is our portfolio right now. So it's divided basically in four categories. We have the energy efficiency and heating control, where we have the radiator thermostat. We have a humidity and temperature sensor, again on LoRaWAN, and then we have the new product that we're actually showing today. This is the brand new product called the wireless thermostat. It has many applications, but I'm going to talk about it a bit later. Just want to finish up with the portfolio. Then we have a solution for water control and damage prevention. So we have a device, a LoRaWAN valve that allows, stopping the water. It also has many applications, but it can be combined with the flood sensor. So when the flood sensor senses a flood, it sends a message to the T valve to stop the water supply. Another use case of T-Valve that we're seeing a lot is actually prepaid metering. So people purchase an amount of water and then the utility is able to shut it off remotely. Then we have in the indoor air and basically healthcare, we have actually two devices. This is one device that I have not shown so far. This is a CO2 sensor, a sensor with an e-ink display, with a solar panel, and I'm going to talk about this in a second, and with a motion sensor. So if I click on the check button, in a few seconds, we're going to see how bad the air quality is at my apartment right now. And in the automation solution, we have two devices. One of it is open close, so senses windows, doors, cabinets, etc. And the other one is just a button that you really configure what should happen when you press it. Those two products are examples of something that happened, from actually customer requirement. We also have our own software, but we're not pushing it to people. It's meant to also, be as an illustration of how an interface should look in another system, so people can get inspired from it. But basically, it allows control of all the devices, and it's a typical IoT platform. But the main focus with our platform is actually the buildings. And then the types of buildings that we install in, government-owned buildings, a lot of those, office buildings, also a lot of those. But I would say that the biggest share we have, thanks to a few partnerships in Europe, is actually residential complexes, so multifamily buildings, where really is the place where LoRaWAN shines. Because, just with the one or two gateways, you can cover a whole block of flats, basically. And I'm actually going to stay at this slide, or I'm going to actually stop my sharing and talk about the new product that I showed you. So this is a wireless thermostat. This means that, you can adjust the target temperature from here. Let me just remove this reflection. You can adjust the target temperature from here, and then something happens. It has an e-ink display, 2.9 inch. The unique thing about this device really is that it does not have any batteries. As you can see on the back, it does not have batteries, yet I'm able to operate it. So the secret here is actually this solar panel. This solar panel allows for practically maintenance-free operation of the device. And that's really important because what we really saw, switching from the B2C use case with smart homes, what we saw when switching to smart buildings is that a lot of the partners that we're working with, and currently we're just a B2B company. Yeah, some of the projects are in residential buildings. So we have some experience with this from before our pivot. But what we really saw is that having a long battery life allows you to unlock new business models and allows you to unlock partnerships with companies that would otherwise not work with you. For example, we have a few utilities here in Europe that are that have been trying to roll out a heating optimization project with radiator thermostats. The thing is that the previous radiator thermostats were able to work about 1 to 2 years maximum on batteries, whereas ours works more than 10 years. So this was really the key to our success. Right now, we have hundreds of thousands of devices installed. in whole Europe. And our partners actually got on board since it's not completely maintenance free, but exactly when their contract with their client ends, they have to revisit the place after 10 years and change the batteries, re-sign the contract, etc. So another thing about this device, what I want to mention is that it actually works with indoor light, meaning that you don't have to expose it to sunlight. Really, just works with, for example, those lamps that I have home, and it's charging significantly. So it's really easy with this device to achieve energy balance and to have it basically running almost perpetually. The other thing that this device features is actually a motion sensor. So we have a use case, for example, in meeting rooms where, okay, it can be combined with the heating, but it can, also just serve as a temperature and humidity sensor. So you can really remove this part here, the target temperature, remove the adjustment of it, and then it just serves a humidity temperature sensor, but also a pure sensor with unlimited battery lifetime. So I have two more things to show you, and I know it's not exactly in the program, but I really want to do it. So this is, although it looks very similar, this is actually a CO2 sensor. And, it's the first CO2 sensor on the market with a solar panel, but with also an e-ink display. And as you know, CO2 sensors are super important to, offer good air quality to your tenants, to the people inside your buildings. But then in the meantime, they're also the key to energy efficiency through ventilation. Because having those CO2 sensors, also a motion sensor on it, really allows you to tap into this data. If you want, you can integrate it with your BMS if you want, or you can use it as a standalone. But essentially what you want to do there, or what you can do there, is control the ventilation based on the CO2. And the last product that I want to show you, it's actually, just a small one, but it's really powerful. So this one actually goes on the back of the wireless thermostat. And in this way, it becomes actually a fan coil controller. So it turns it into a typical, let's say, commercial building or hotel building thermostat for fan coils, which has 5 relays inside of it. It also has 0 to 10 volts input and output, but really allows, for example, for a building to quickly switch to having their whole HVAC system almost connected. The installation of our products usually, is a few minutes, really. Depending on the product, it might be just, putting the tape, the double-sided tape on the back, or, in this case, it means connecting a few wires, but nothing an electrician actually does not do, on the regular. We're really excited we're not really announcing this one yet, right now. It's not yet for sale. We call it the fan coil thermostat, but it's something that we aim to finish certification and launch by the end of July this year. So, more or less that's it about our company. To give you an idea about our volumes, we are doing a few 100,000 devices a month. A year. I wish it was a month. But we've really reached this scale where we are onboarding new partners really easily, and we have the foundation of the technical information and the expertise. And to a large extent, it's actually thanks to Vienke and TTI. Since they've been, Vienke, I cannot really hide it. You've been one of the first players on the LoRaWAN market, and just having your own network server for most of our clients is actually a big help.